Hello and welcome back to another one of my videos, and today we're going to be reviewing the 2018 BMW X2. So come on a tour of the BMW X2. Start off with the wheels. This has been the M Sport X model. It rides on 20-inch alloy wheels, and as you can see we have two-tone alloy wheels with the kind of silver with anthracite inside, which is just a lovely feature. As we move around to the front of the car, the X2 M Sport X comes with LED lights. These are full LED with the daytime runner lights, as you can see, traditional BMW halo eyes. We've also got this aggressive stance at the front, gives you the bigger air intake. These are functional air vents. Round to the front of the car, so take a walk round. We've got, as you can see, the kidney shapes have been rotated the other way around compared to traditional BMWs, kind of gives it a bit more angular snout. We've also got this frozen grey plastic trim at the bottom here, gives it a bit more a kind of classier feel. Things that the SE model comes with like plain black trims, so having this frozen grey just gives it a bit of splash of colour and a bit of a feel. As mentioned before, this is the M Sport X model. This car is finished in galvanic gold. It's also available in Misano blue, which is one of my other favourite colours in the X2. We walk around the side of the car, we can see the frozen grey trim that continues around the wheel arches, and it kind of breaks along the side here, and the doors and all this down here is just plastic body cladding, but gives it a bit of a rugged feel. So as we move around to the rear three-quarter panel of the car, we've got a return of the BMW Rondelle. These hark back to the previous BMW Coupes of the 50s and 60s. Things also like my BMW Z4 have the Rondelle, but they're down the front of the front fender. This is up in the rear C-pillar. As we move around to the rear of the car, you can see we've got the M Sport spoiler. It's kind of got the black trim to take it away with the body colour paint at the top. We've got these new lovely tail lights with the BMW design, and if I quickly unlock the car, we can see them glow, which give you this really unique signature at night time. Being the 2-litre diesel model, we have twin exhausts, which is also a nice touch, gives it a bit of a more meaner stance. But the X2 badging down at the bottom, along with X-Drive 20D, again as we move down here, is the latest thing BMW are doing. They used to be a bit higher up in the tailgate. So I think that's going to conclude the exterior shots of the car. So let's take a step in the inside as I'll show you some of my favourite things about the X2 interior. I don't know. So you join me on the inside of the BMW X2. As you can see, fairly traditional BMW cabin setup. We've got the M Sport 3-spoke steering wheel, rather wrapped. We've got the flappy paddles behind it, as this car is the 8-speed automatic ZF gearbox. I've put the foot in the brake, being keyless, entering keyless go. We'll start the car up. There we go, and we've got the new latest and greatest iDrive system, so we'll start up here. Up here we've got a touchscreen iDrive, which is one of the first, as it used to always be controlled by the iDrive knob. Gives you things like your vehicle. You can change things like, let's see, vehicle settings. The interior lights is one of the favourite things really to change, as there's so many options you can change from lilac, blue, green. If you just have a look in the doors here to the side, you can kind of see the colour changing. Just give you another option. There we go. Okay. So the iDrive itself has got better and better with time. The navigation is one of the highlights. Its pinch to zoom is amazing. The ratio, you can quickly zoom out, and without having a scroll wheel, it's just like an iPhone or a Samsung product. The maps are just amazing. Really recommend it. Unlike something like the Ford or the Hyundai that I've driven recently, a bit more laggy the touchscreen. This is just so responsive. As we move down here, we've got air vents, obviously, your hazards. This is also your safety, your safety sweep of information, so we can configure that. And like the BMW 2 Series we've done, it gives you the kind of warning for your forward collision warning. This car does come with Harman Kardon sound system. We'll turn it off in case we get done for YouTube copyright, but the sound system, trust me, is amazing, so I would recommend upgrading to that. We do have your preset buttons again, and as per usual you can run your fingers over this and it comes up highlighted at the top here. Still got a CD player, which is nice to see. Traffic report. Down here we've got your climate vents. Being the X2 and part of the new BMW lineup, they've got rid of the orange and went in for the white and black, which is a nice feature. Turn that off in case you can hear that. Move down to the bottom here, we've got your cup holders. So just move those two trays out of the way and we've got enough room for two big cups, and I'll insert a clip of a mug going in. And as we move down to the bottom here, we've got a funny looking gear selector that I haven't seen myself yet. It's different from what BMW previously used in the X1 and 2 series active tourer, and equally with their other BMW models. It's a bit of a hybrid between both. It looks like it could be manual, but it's got the automatic there. If we put it down to drive and aside, it's got the typical push to park and it moves over itself, which is quite a cool feature. We've also got your sports mode, climate control, sports mode and eco mode down here. Unlike previously, it doesn't pop up in the iDrive, it just gets controlled through the little screen in front of your eyeballs. We've also got parking sensors we can turn on and off, which is handy. As you know, not all cars give you that flexibility, they only go on when you're going to reverse, so that's quite nice. Also got hill descent control just to give you that flavour of off-roading. As we mentioned down here before, we've got the iDrive system, so if I go into nav, you should be able to do quick search, and if I do L, you can draw onto it.
O.
Okay, it's not really doing exactly what I'm thinking, but
P.
but as you can see you can draw on that, so maybe a bit distracting if you're driving, but quite a cool novelty factor. This car doesn't have anything like gesture control, sadly, unlike the 5 and 7 series and X3, being this probably smaller car, and the smaller kind of trim, because this car is based on the Mini Cooper, BMW Active Tourer, X1, cars like that. Maybe that technology hasn't been implemented yet. One cool bit of technology has been implemented, if we look inside the armrest here, is we've got a wireless charging point. As we can see, we've got a beautiful iPhone X doing wireless charging, and a BMW fan, as you can see. So as you'd expect from the BMW, we've got high quality materials throughout the cabin. We've also got a heads up display that I'll insert a quick shot of now. We've got kind of leatherette stitching across the dashboard, which is cool. If you look over here, we've got yellow stitching being the M Sport X model. One thing I dislike about the stitching though is it's not exactly straight, some of it's a bit deviated. Maybe a bit hard to see in camera, but the seats are perfect, round here is perfect, but just this bit here just seems to be a bit deviated, and I think people with a wee bit of OCD like myself, it's a bit harder just to get your eye on, because once you see it you can't unsee it. But yeah, let's take a step round to the back of the car. One last quick thing, being the M Sport model, we do have kind of bolstered seating. This car is finished in kind of a suede velour kind of fabric, which is amazing, with the yellow bright contrast stitching, kind of matches the Galvanic gold paint on the outside, and they've kind of got a bit of fabric inserts, and it sounds a bit scratchy there, but that probably would be better for the long run. It'll be a bit more long lasting when you're wearing your jackets and things. So now we'll quick step and have a look inside the back of the car. So we're going to step into the rear of the BMW X2. For reference, I am 6 foot tall. I've got relatively good knee room, relatively okay headroom. As you can expect, there's this compact 4x4 kind of crossover car, technically called a sports activity coupe by BMW marketing people, but plenty of room for 4. We'd struggle with 5. We've got the large transmission hump, the higher seating, and I've only got about 2 fingers room before I'm hitting the ceiling. The material quality does continue without, as you can see with the Harman Kardon. We've got 2 dual speakers, high quality material, lovely lighting, and I think we should continue into the back of the car. So there's many ways to open the X2. We have got the button in the trunk, we've got the button in the trunk, and we've also got my favourite foot button that isn't always the best. There we go. Doesn't always work, I promise you. Every other video I've tried doesn't work, but as I have a quick look in the interior of the boot shots of the car, nice square opening. It's kind of got a false floor for extra storage underneath, cargo nets, tie down hooks, carry your water bottle, big enough for a dog or a human. And to close the boot, we've got the options for on the key fob, or again just in the trunk itself. that kind of concludes my quick walk around tour of the BMW X2. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel below, and see you in the next video. Thanks very much for watching. Ciao!